So initially I was going to review Midnight Suns after I got through the Callisto Protocol, but I've played this game now for about 4.5 hours, and I have to rant. I just looked at how long the game is through multiple reviews, and it ranges from 40 to 70 hours and then more for completionists. I'm about 5 hours in, and I can't take it anymore. I don't know if I can play any more of this game. So, by concept, it looks like a mobile game, I know, but this is a $70 full price console game. And instead of making a full-length review with sections just like I did for the Callisto Protocol, I can't, because I can't stand to look at this game any longer. If I do end up playing more of it and I like it, I'll come back and make another video, but I just have to rant. So let me start out by saying, one, the game looks like, I think, generously an Xbox One, but an Xbox 360 game while in cutscene. The gameplay looks decent. The gameplay is the best looking part of the game. Now, it still doesn't look great. It looks like a phone game. It has a lot of similarities to a phone game. It has this card-based system. There's dozens of these types of games, and like Raid Shadow Legends, there's a Star Wars one, there's a Marvel one, there's all types of games. Like there's a DC one, just mobile games with this exact style of gameplay. But those mobile games are free. And the sad part is, this isn't even my problem with the game. If this was what it was, I'd be perfectly content. I knew going into the game, this was exactly what it was going to be. I knew it was going to be a card-based strategy, this top-down type view type of game. This is exactly what I expected from the gameplay. My problem is that this is 10% of the game. This is the good part of the game. It's enjoyable when you use all your different characters and comboing their moves together and building up heroism and doing their special card effects and upgrading them and all of that stuff. That's all great. It works. It's not the most invigorating gameplay ever, but it works. It's what I expected from the game. My problem is that this is 10% of your playtime. The other 90% of the game, you're watching cutscenes or walking around. And so let me try to explain this in a way that makes sense. So if you've played something like XCOM, you go out and you do missions and then you come back to your home base, you can do whatever upgrade you want to do, and you go out on a new mission. That is what I expected here. And that's kind of what you do, but there's a problem here. It's instead of a XCOM style thing where you're in just a menu system, essentially. It's a glorified menu system. This is an open area type scenario where you're in this mansion, the Abbey, and just like an XCOM, you have your forge and your item shop and your research and all of that stuff. It's the same exact ideas because it's made by the same people, but the problem is that the way the player interacts with it, it's fine when it's a menu system and you just have to press a single button on the D-pad to switch from your item shop to your research station to your forge to your chests that you need to unlock, to your missions that you can send your side characters on. When it's just a single button on the D-pad or a click of the bumper, that's fine. It works. Here, when it's this big ass open area and you have to walk for 30 to 40 seconds to each one, and then you have to interact with the characters on your way, and then talk for 2.5 minutes, and then you get to where you're going, you have to watch another cutscene, and then you finish doing whatever you're doing, and you have to watch another cutscene. And the cutscenes are fucking long. They're so long. They sit there and talk about nothing for like 3 minutes. I just started skipping them because they just rant about absolutely nothing. I'm, like I said, 4 hours into the game. Nobody said anything meaningful. To think of all of the worst MCU lines and all of the throwaway MCU jokes, that's just this whole game. That is how this game is written. It's just bad jokes, useless dialogue. Nobody shuts the hell up. Tell me the point of whatever you need to tell me. I don't even care about the story. You just tell me whatever you need to tell me to get to the next part of the gameplay. They know the gameplay is the best part of this game because it's good. It works really well, and all the systems that support it, like getting new cards, upgrading the cards, and combining them, and the customization that goes along with it, all works really well. But when you have to sit here and watch a movie with people, and go to book clubs, and go to the emo kids club, and hang out with Nico by the pool, and all that stupid stuff, just to increase your friendship level, just to get new outfits for your characters, it's dumb. I don't want to do any of that. For example, I watched a 5-minute cutscene to get a customizable outfit, not that you can use in gameplay, to use while you're actually playing the damn game and in combat, just to see the characters walk around the house. And now that's cool if you're adding stuff and like fleshing out your world or whatever and building out your game. That's fine, that's cool. More customization, the better. But let me play the game. I've watched more cutscene and had to walk around the house than I've played the actual combat that's well designed and has thought put into it. And that's my problem with this game. The part of the game that's good, you get to do so little of, compared to everything else that sucks, that it's just not worth it. And then the system here is awful. The cycle that they've come up with doesn't work. So let me run you through your central gameplay loop here, okay? So you wake up, you go to the forge, you go to the item table, the research station, you craft and set into motion whatever side missions and research projects and items you want for the mission. This takes you about 5 to 10 minutes with characters that are going to want to talk to you and have meaningless conversations along the way with boring ass cutscenes. So now you've sat here for 10 minutes, again, no interesting gameplay at this point. Then, after you do all of that, you have to go back the way you just came. Go start a sparring session to level up some of your characters that you have to do. Again, every single one of these things you have to do each day. We'll get to that in a second. Then you have to combine your cards that you just got from the forge to upgrade them in a different location than you get the cards from, which is a 30-second walk. You have to talk to anybody on the way there that might have interesting cosmetics or unique upgrades, because it's not just cosmetics, right? If it was one thing, oh, you have to go to your book club and you just get stupid pajamas to wear, that'd be one thing. You could just not fucking do them. But you get cards and abilities and unlocks that are actually meaningful to the gameplay, that are linked to these friendship levels, that you have to just watch stupid cutscenes and read through dialogue and pick dialogue options. It's dumb. So you do all of this walking around, and eventually you make your way over to the war table. The war table functions like any similar game, again, comparing it to XCOM. It works just like the war table in that game. You select your mission, and you go on your mission. Now, typically the way, for example, XCOM or Gears Tactics or something like that works is you have your primary missions that will advance your story, and then your secondary missions that you can do to upgrade your characters and get better gear and blah blah blah, like in any game ever. In some games, like for example XCOM, the time is limited. You can only do so many things before you're forced to go do a primary mission. Gears Tactics, that's not so much the case. You can do all of the side missions and then go do the main missions. Here, it's locked to this day system. You choose a mission. Let's say you want to do a side mission to try to get some new cards. You go do the side mission. When you come back, it's night. You then do another activity like book club or whatever you want to do. And then you sleep. You wake up, go through the entire process I just listed again, and either do another side mission that isn't tied to any type of progression. It is just a side mission. You can have 4 side missions on this table one day, and then you wake up the next day, it'll be 4 new side missions. It's not like you can do them all and then do the main story. They are purely there for resource gathering. Then you want to do a main mission, it's the same thing. You do your main mission, watch the cutscenes, blah blah blah, and the main missions tied to the cutscenes and the actual combat are decent. When you're not stuck in the mansion, the game's fine, but 90% of it is in this damn mansion. So how do you fix this game, right? There's a simple fix for this. Literally take everything that isn't this gameplay and just cut it out. You don't need the mansion, you don't need to walk around, you don't need the cutscenes, you don't need the book clubs and the emo clubs and all that stupid stuff chilling by the pool. Put everything in a menu system with like a cool background, a dynamic background in the back, whatever. You can have a hub, you can still have the forge and the sparring area and all of Agatha's little areas. You can still have all of that and have it from a menu system so the player doesn't have to walk for 30 seconds to a minute to each section, interact with all of these characters, do all of this stupid stuff, build your friendship levels that pulls away from the main gameplay. There's 40 to 70 hours of content here, but I bet you probably 10 of it is actual fucking gameplay. So this game is bad. That's the point I'm trying to get across here. I'm not doing a full review. I probably won't play any more of this. If I had to give this a score right now, I'd give it a 3. It's boring. I can't play this for more than 45 minutes without getting bored. I get through one mission and then can't stand the talking anymore and have to get off. So it's a 3 out of 10. It's real bad. If they would just focus on the good parts, they'd be fine, but they don't. But I've seen high review scores for this game. I kept trying to play, and I thought, okay, let me get through the tutorial. Let me get through this area past the tutorial. Let me get to like Spider-Man and the characters that I actually like and want to play. It doesn't change anything. Yes, the characters are cool, the animations are cool, the card system's cool with different moves and combining them all together, like I said earlier. But it doesn't make up for how much boring shit I have to watch just to get to that gameplay. But you guys let me know what you think of this game down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.